Hey guys, Fred here, VB3FAL from Ontario Northwest Bushcrafter and Outdoors. Yesterday I did a video with the FX9A Chinese radio, single sideband CW radio, up against a bunch of my other radios that I have here. And I showed you it on receive against the VX1700. The KX2, the X108G, and just trying to compare, the radios in general, how they sound, receive, things like that. I also have an FT857 in the house that I use. It's my digital dedicated radio, pretty much, that I use, and of course I do have a couple of dual band cross repeat ready radios in the house in case I need them as well. But what I want to do here this morning is just show you a comparison of some of my other radios that I have size wise, just to compare what I've got here and show you guys what I've got if you're looking for a radio or you want to know what makes a radio different. So let's look at the radios and go from here. Well, there's our little squirrel friend there. So I guess first things first here, we'll just do a bit of a size comparison. We'll start on the right here and go left. This is the UKITS HB1B 4-band QRP transceiver, CW only. This one, it does receive sideband, and it's continuous shortwave receive from, I think it was from 4 to 16. It's been a while since I used it for that, but this is the radio that I take with me on all of my excursions up north when I go up north and travel into the communities I go to. And I actually keep it in this tin with some zip cord or speaker wire, the Alecraft T1 tuner, and an amplified speaker, and of course, some antenna connections and whatnot for when I'm out on the trail. And that's what I take up north with me, generally in my my bag that has all my safety gear in it for when I go up those communities. So back to the radios. So you've got the UKITS HB1B. It is self-contained. It has batteries in it. They last a long time on a charge. As you can see, it's fairly small, thickness wise. It's fairly small. Display can be seen during the day. The light really doesn't affect it too much on there. I know it's hard for you to see right now, but that is the UKITS HB1B, and this is probably my favorite of all trail radios that I take with me when I'm out and about. I really love this radio. It is a great radio. My second favorite radio now, and I say now, is probably the KX2, the Alecraft. Once again, self-contained power, batteries in it. This has a built-in antenna tuner, so I don't have to carry it. So, when I carry my HB1B, if I don't have a resonant antenna, and I bring the T1 tuner with me, that's about the size that you see there, right? Versus the KX2. So the KX2 has battery built in. It does CW, sideband, now AM. I've done the beta upload of the firmware for AM. 80 meters through 10. Built-in tuner, filters, the whole 9 yards. An excellent radio, and it also is digital capable for RTTY and PSK, PSK 31 and 63, all through a paddle that can be hooked up to the front, and it can all be done that way through this. No need for an Android tablet or anything else to do code. Digital, I mean, sorry. The next radio that I use is the HF transceiver, the TJ2B, also from UKITS. This is single sideband CW. This radio also has a battery in it that you charge at the charger. So I charge this up. Actually, I use the same charger I use for the HB1B in the TJ2B. This is single sideband CW. You look at the top here, it has the AF gain button, antenna connection, and VFO tuning. External battery, I can power it from external battery or a built-in battery and charge it. Push to talk button. So they've kind of went back. UKIT's kind of designed this, and you know, going back to some of the old handhelds that used to be made by High Gain and a few of the other companies that were out there. So this is the TJ2B. And then we go over to another Elecraft radio here. This is the Elecraft KX3 transceiver. This will also take batteries inside, so I can put batteries inside of this as well when I'm in the field, and I can operate it. It has the same features but covers a few more bands, obviously. This covers 160 meters through 6 meters versus its little sister here, or brother, whichever case it may be, the KX2 beside the KX3. All right, I have owned a K2 100 as well in the past, so I've had a few Elecraft radios. I've had the K1 and the KX1 as well, and I've traded those off in the past for other radios. So this is an example of the KX3 with the side KX handles on it. I also have the cover, and I just recently ordered the KX side handles and the cover, dust cover, for the KX2. I like the KX2, as I said. I take this with me on all of my canoe trips now. I put it in a dry bag. Once I have the side plates on it, that will protect what knobs are on here. I prefer this because there are less buttons and less knobs on here to damage out in the field as there is on my KX3. So I use the KX3 outside. It doesn't just stay in the shack. I don't do a lot of operating inside the radio room. I prefer to be outside, portable, string an antenna up and go. So this is the Elecraft KX3, covers 160 through 6 meters. Data, so it does digital modes as well, same as KX2, AM, FM, CW, and sideband. And then we've got the FX9A, the Chinese-made HF single sideband transceiver. Again, this is, it needs external power. There's no battery pack, no tuner in this. It does single sideband and CW. I haven't really tried it yet on digital modes, but it is possible, I believe. Very quirky though. It has its quirks. It needs a lot of work in order to compete even against any of the other radios out there, in my opinion. But this is just a look at the FX9A. So again, you know, we look at it, right? Tuning knob, it's really nice tuning, you know, in that respect, but the buttons are really finicky. The CW is a little bit finicky too. Like I say, there's potential for it, but it does need a lot of work. And then of course we've got the FT817, and currently I have it on the stand here right now. But this is a look at the FT817. Of course, that needs no explanation. I have the rechargeable battery in it, the WinCamp battery. It can be turned and turned off, so I don't have to worry about blowing the finals. I can turn the power off. Again, this does single sideband CW, 5 watts. It'll also work on digital modes with a tablet, you know, for digital modes. I can operate it from the front or back, antenna connections, whichever I desire. But it also covers 2 meters, 440, and of course HF on there. All right, and then last but not least here we've got the X108G. I had the antenna connector on here from yesterday yet, and this is the X108G from Xiegu, who has also come a long way. They built the X1M. I no longer have an X1M here in the shack. I as well have got rid of those. But they were nice little radios, 5-watt radios, single sideband CW. They still sell them through Xiegu, but this is the Xiegu X108G HF transceiver. All right, so this covers all of the HF bands, all right, and work bands as well. Just a quick look at the connections on the back. All right, underside. All right, and look at the front panel. So I just wanted to show you guys just a quick overview once again of all the radios, sizes, how they compare to one another. Obviously they all have a place and time for operating. As I said, I do mostly all portable radio operating. I prefer to operate in the field. I like to operate CW, QRP. I very seldom operate voice, and I also like to operate
digital modes. So when I'm operating digital, I always run low power as well. I don't ever run any high power on digital modes. I prefer not to, but that's just a look at some of my stuff there. So again, it was just a comparison of radios, what's out there for you guys. You have to be aware of obviously warranties. There's warranty issues, return issues with a lot of these companies. I owned a KN920 a few years back, and it was a piece of shite. I had no help from the builder. The seller that sold it to me on Alibaba was only, or AliExpress I guess it was, only concerned about the money that he was going to make or lose on the deal. There was absolutely no concern for the consumer. A number of these companies, whether it's Elecraft, Yaesu, they've done it right. Not saying that there weren't problems in the past, because there were. Any of us that had owned a ICOM 706 or 706 in the past knows that ICOM had their share of issues as well. Same as Yaesu and a few of the others, they had issues, but there is a process in place for you to have a repair done, to get a repair done, and to get that unit back to you. All right. So again, just buyer beware. Just a bit of caution, word of caution to anyone who's looking for radios. You know, Xiegu, as I said, has come a long way, and I'm not afraid to tell someone to purchase a Xiegu radio. The X108G is a nice radio. It's a little heavy, you know. If I were to put these all on a scale and weigh them, maybe that's the next thing I'll do, with batteries, without batteries, accessories maybe, you know, just to give you an idea. But the X108G, I've taken it out in the field, I've operated it in the field, it works well. 817, of course, that is a non-ND model. That's one of the first radios that did come out from Yaesu. I bought mine only, I think, 3 months in after their release, and that is the original 817 radio. And of course, the other stuff here, the Elecrafts are fairly new. U-kits, I've owned a couple of HB1s. I've owned the HB1A, but the HB1B from U-kits is still probably my favorite small CW radio for out in the field. So thanks for watching, guys. Hit the like button, subscribe, share my channel with others. Again, you know, everything I say is my opinion. Obviously, there's others that would argue and refute some of what I say, but I do all my stuff based on experience here and use. So thanks for watching. Have a great day. And you know, once again, this is Fred, VE3FAL from Ontario Northwest Bushcrafter and Outdoors. See you guys.